everybody, it's Ron from Pick Dawgz, and this is Ron's Rundown. We're going to go over the MLB game scheduled for Monday, August 26, 2024. If you like what you see, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to put your baseball picks in the comments section below. And if you're looking for my best bets, including my daily rundown best bet in the MLB, you can find those at the premium picks tab at pickdawgz.com. There's also a link in the description. Alrighty, here we go. Here are the games for Monday in Major League Baseball. First up, the New York Yankees taking on the Washington Nationals. We're going to see Nestor Cortez and Mitchell Parker as the projected starters. So two lefties on the mound in this one. And, Mitchell Parker's been rather inconsistent recently. In 4 of his last 5 starts, he's been excellent. But that one game against the Phillies, 9 earned runs and 10 base hits in 3 innings of work and a 13-3 loss. Tough to ignore. And when you look at this Yankees lineup, they do a great job at getting on base via the walk against left-handed pitching, where in the last month, a walk percentage above 12% against lefties. We know Parker, at the major league level, the walks haven't been too much of an issue, but his control has been something he's worked, had issues with in the minor leagues and throughout his career. So I could see the Yankees really drawing his pitch count up early in this start, and I think that that's going to benefit them late in this game and, go after Nationals bullpen that just hasn't been great in the last month. Cortez is in much better form. I'm going to roll with the Yankees in this one on the run line. Next up, the Chicago Cubs taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates. Jameson Taillon for Chicago, no official starter for the Pirates. Taillon's just not in good form right now. He's pitched well overall this season, sub-4 ERA, but now in his last 5 games, he's given up 4+ runs in 4 of those 5, and the Cubs are 1-4 in those last 5 as well. He's given up at least 2 home runs in 3 of his last 5 starts, and he's also not been great on the road this season. He's been a lot better at Wrigley Field, where he's got a 2.92 ERA, on the road a 4.65. We'll have to see who the Pirates go with on the mound, but right now I'm leaning towards the Pirates on the money line. Next up, we see the Atlanta Braves and the Minnesota Twins. Max Fried and Bailey Ober are your starters. Bailey Ober's on a roll right now with Minnesota. The last time he took the mound and didn't throw a quality start was back in June. It was on June 9th against the Pirates, but since then, all quality starts, 6+ innings, and a lot of those games ended up being Twins wins, so he's been a very profitable pitcher recently. He's got a 2.52 ERA so far in the month of August. And on the other side, Max Fried, since returning from the injury, the Braves are just 1-3 in his first 4 starts back. He was a lot better in that last game against Philadelphia, but this is a Twins lineup that in the last month, top 10 in isolated power against lefties, pretty low strikeout rate to go with it. I think they can get to Fried. I think Bailey Ober can put together another strong outing. I like the Twins to win this game at Target Field. Next up, the Houston Astros taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. We got Ronel Blanco and Zach Wheeler as the starters. Ronel Blanco not really in the best form right now. Overall, he's having a great season. He's been strong on the road, but when you look at his last 5 games, you look at that last game against the Red Sox, 5 earned runs, 4 walks. The control's been an issue for him. 3+ walks in 3 of his last 5. Now, the Phillies do have a pretty low walk rate against righties in the last 30 days, so that could bode well for Blanco. But when you got Wheeler on the other side, especially when Wheeler's getting to pitch at home at Citizens Bank Park, it's just a really small margin of error. The Phillies are starting to improve here against right-handed pitching. They had a pretty, lousy couple of weeks, but we saw them get to Seth Lugo and Brady Singer. I think they can win this game at home, behind Zach Wheeler, so give me the Phillies on the money line. Next up, the St. Louis Cardinals taking on the San Diego Padres. No official starter for San Diego, and unfortunately, there's a few games where we don't see official starters listed for the Monday card, but Kyle Gibson should be going for the Cardinals, and he hasn't been great at home this season. 4.62 ERA at Busch Stadium, 2-3 losing record in 64 1/3 innings, a much higher opponent's batting average given up at Busch Stadium than on the road. And I just think this is a game where the Padres have the better lineup, the better bullpen by far, and more than likely the better starting pitcher when they announce their starter, whoever it is. I just don't think Gibson's a great option for the Cardinals here, so I'm going to roll with the San Diego Padres on the money line. Next up, the Marlins and the Rockies from Coors Field. No official starter for the Rockies, but Edward Cabrera should be going for Miami. And Cabrera's pitched at Coors Field a couple of times in his career. Both of those were quality starts. While he's had success at Coors in his young career, I still don't love him in this matchup because you look at his last 2 games, starting to lose that control again, giving up the sharp contact. Even the last game, only 3 strikeouts in 6 innings. Now you go to Coors against the Rockies team that we know plays so much better at home. And the Rockies team had also played pretty competitive baseball this weekend at Yankee Stadium in a tough matchup against the Yankees. So I think that the Rockies take this one. I think they can find a few home runs early in this game against Cabrera. Give me the Rockies on the money line. Next up, we see the Detroit Tigers taking on the Chicago White Sox. No official starter for Detroit, but Davis Martin should be going for Chicago. I'm going to lean towards the under in this game. I still don't love this White Sox lineup against a lefty or a righty. Even though the Tigers' bullpen's not been the best in the last 30 days, I still think Chicago struggles offensively. And on the other side, Davis Martin's put together a pretty solid start to the season. 22 in the third innings, 22 strikeouts, 2 home runs given up, not too bad at all, and a 3.22 ERA. I'll roll with the under here in Detroit, Chicago. Next up, the Tampa Bay Rays taking on the Seattle Mariners. Ryan Pepiot and Bryce Miller are your starters. I'm going to lean towards the Rays in this one because while these are two struggling offenses, I do think the Rays have the superior offense, and I think they have the better bullpen. Now, it'd be an even better bullpen if they had Pete Fairbanks still. He's out right now in the 15-day IL. That is definitely a big loss, but he's been one of the best closers in baseball. But I still think they have the superior bullpen. I like the fact that Pepiot's in good form since returning from the injury. And the Mariners, they strike out left and right now. That strikeout rate through the roof in the last 30 days. Pepiot, somebody that can certainly miss some bats. I think he pitches well. I'm going to lean towards the Rays and the under in the final game for the night. And that's it. Those are the games for Monday in baseball. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Put those baseball picks in the comments section below. And again, if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pickdawgz Premium. As always, this is Romanelli. Good luck.